Hello, good evening and good welcome to Xbox Tavern's X-Pod Tavern episode 121st. I'm Jamie and this week I'm joined by MPV. No, he's not here. Whoa, where is he? Millie Man Ian, bring him in. Hello, Millie Man Ian, how are you?
Hello, I'm back, bitches.
Back, bitches, and feeling full of life, I'm sure.
No comment on that part.
Yeah, well, we can get into that later on, but we've also got the man, the myth, the legend, Scott Scruffross joining us.
Hello, people.
How are you?
Feeling fantastic.
Good.
Refreshed on this Monday evening.
At 8 p.m.
Ish.
Sorry.
I didn't expect much from me there. I think he's going to fall asleep before we get done here. Me and Ian still feel a little bit fragile on this delayed podcast. We didn't get back from our stag do till a bit late yesterday and sort of ran out of time. So apologies for the delay, but we're here now and we're going to talk about, I don't know.
Going to bed early. Me bowling at a 5:30.
Go to bed. No, we're not getting into it now. This is not the time nor the place. Because we've got far too many things to talk about. I believe there was some sort of exciting video game news this weekend, gentlemen. Did we all? I suppose it was some sort of showcase or something. Something
like that. Something along those lines.
Xbox slash Starcraft, Star Wars, something showcase. So the Xbox slash Starfield Direct was yesterday, and I managed to watch the Direct live, and then the showcase live, and I had to watch the Direct later, but. I think quick general impressions before we get deep dive into it. Ross, overall thoughts?
Wow. He needs new underwear first, that's for sure.
Yes, I do. I need numerous pairs of new underwear. And that was just from the Starfield section. That wasn't even covering half the other things.
I'm sure we'll I think we'll probably start with Starfield. I think so we can get it out of the way, get the load blown in, and we can move on and have a little wind down with the rest of it.
Before we have to, because we are partial to a little friendly rivalry, shall we say, between Xbox and PlayStation. I did find this rather hilarious. It was, shall we say, a little dig about how underwhelming the PlayStation showcase was compared to the Xbox one. So we have this little tidbit here.
Oh, I like.
Is that Mr. Bean? I can't. Hang on. Let me.
It is Mr. Bean. Yes.
Yeah.
You need to watch this on YouTube. Obviously, it's every time they put down a game, Mr. Bean's like, what? And this. Do you know what? I remember watching this as a kid. I thought it was fucking hilarious. Getting all the stuff out of his pockets.
Yes.
What else do we have? Oh yeah, Fable. Forgot about Fable.
Yeah. Oh, what's this?
What else?
Oh, look at that!
not that one taking any shots at PlayStation, but yes, it was. It was a bit chalk and cheese.
Bit of fun.
Yeah, just a little bit. And Ian, what about you? What did you think of the overall thing before we get deep dive into things?
Loved it. Brilliant. I can't stop thinking about Starfield. I think that's what the weird thing was. I know there's meant to be about other games and stuff. Don't get me wrong, there was some amazing games shown. I just can't fucking wait to play Starfield. I don't care. I know some other games look brilliant, but God, Starfield. Let's just do it.
Let's deep dive. Let's make a mess.
We'll go in the sort of reverse order because I mean Starfield, although obviously they sort of shared sort of equal amount of time. It was also 45 minutes or whatever it was on just Starfield and just under an hour on 27 other games. So Starfield definitely got all the love that day. So they deep dove into all kinds of shit, wasn't it? The gameplay, the worlds, the characters, the systems, the crafting, the sort of what you can expect when you're out exploring. I've got to start with Ross, really. Ross, pick one of the things that you saw that made you go, Jesus Christ, I can't wait. Ships. So what excited you about the ships?
They built a robot ship.
They did a very Optimus
Literally
Prime
built
looking
Optimus
robot ship.
Prime to fly around the galaxy. That's all I need to
I'll go
know.
wrong there.
If that's how far you can go, like it's like you said, literally what your head can come up with, you can build as your ship.
And it looked easy as well, didn't it? It looked relatively straightforward. You sort of got, like, if you break it apart, put bits here, and then put it back together again.
And then what they were saying is obviously so you've got like your basic part, swap this section out for this section, there you go. But then you could go in a deep dive and like customize the elements that are on each individual section of the ship. Because like when they did that, like they took one of the pods off and then they expanded it and it had like 19 or 20 different pieces that you could change something on per module. Oh,
yeah, it's just. I mean, yeah. I think we've spoken before about how we didn't enjoy like the building and stuff in Fallout, but this looks way beyond that and looks like it's actually going to be
so much better,
worth the effort. Because what impressed me about the ships was, like you said, you can build whatever you want, but then it actually changes like the inside. It seems like a stupid thing, but you sort of think about customizing the ship in other games, whatever, and it just looks it, and then all you ever see is a cockpit because you're just flying around. Whereas here you can customize it and you have different floors and have different crew compartments and kitchens and weapon storage and all sorts of shit, and it actually reflects the real layout. What sort of ship are you going to be planning on building to start with? Are you going to try and go for some crazy fucking Optimus Prime robot thing?
Destroyer. Full blown, super fast, super nimble, and will blow the living daylights out of anything. I may or may not be influenced by the Normandy, but still.
See,
I mean, we're going to see people with the Normandy and stuff, and like whatever they're called. What they called the
Enterprise. X-Fighters.
And X-Wings and stuff like that, I'm sure. Sorry, and you were going to say something before I cut you off.
I'll say for me, I like to make a nice small ship, maybe like one. But I have two ships, one with like a happy family ship, another one quite nimble one. Because I see for me, I prefer the idea where you can dock into all the other ships.
That was awesome.
That looks so much more fun. Like actually go and try and
steal through their ship. Then, because you're not blowing it to smithereens, take it into your sort of fleet. You're muted.
You muted yourself, Ian.
I muted myself too excited.
Exactly.
That's what I mean, yeah. Just the fact you can actually take over a ship and actually have it, because rather than before where you blow it all up and then you only get parts and stuff. I imagine when you take over a ship, by what it looks of it, you can actually take away those like cylinders or parts of what they've got and make it into your own. So for me,
break it down.
I think it'd be hoarding all those parts and stuff. That'd be what we're doing.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, gentlemen. Like I said, I'm not my favorite part of it, but if I'm going to get involved in it, it's going to end up being some sort of hybrid of some fast, stealthy bastard who's going to just probably get blown up in one hit, but god damn it, he'll fly. And he'll fly through space at the fucking rate of knots. They obviously said you can use that to jump between planets and galaxies and systems and stuff, which you need to upgrade, they said. With what was it called? The Grav Drive or something, was it?
Yeah, Grav Drive was what they were needing to update to go different, further away regions.
Yeah, which wasn't something like that in Mass Effect where you had to upgrade your ship before you could start flying further out into the.
Andromeda started putting things like you can upgrade your ship and that, but it didn't really affect the game.
Yeah, because obviously you're going to be able to fly it in this one as well, aren't you? It's not just a menu where you're just watching the ship fly through space.
Yeah.
What do you think of the space combat, Ross?
It's not the worst I've seen. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like a Star Wars Squadrons type idea, which I thought was fantastic. It's probably not going to be that yet. I mean, it did show some parts of it where there was like 15, 20 enemies all on the screen at the one time, flying around in space. And obviously you're going to get like debris cutting about after ships have been blown up and different stuff like that. So it will be awesome to experience it, but it's not the be all and end all for me. I hope they've made it good in regards to it feels nice to actually be involved in it, but I'm not bothered if they've not wasted a ton of time like making it a core aspect.
Yeah,
it does look more like it doesn't look difficult to fly.
No,
which is what I thought it might be. Like, I think was it Elite Dangerous, where it's just ridiculously hard to do anything in.
Yeah,
it doesn't look as bad as that. The only thing why I have is, well, one, I hope there is an easier fast travel option, not like, and on the planets like Solar, or at least like, where you can like jump ship to make it to a different planet. Not you have had to fly for like 5 minutes in space, seeing nothing to go to another planet.
Yeah. What you'll think is you'll probably get like a fast travel system to that galaxy or that area of the map. And then like you'll come out of hyperspace and things like that, and then you'll have to maybe fly down to the planet type idea.
Yeah. That sounds better, yeah.
And I know they obviously there was a lot more they didn't show, but in terms of landing on the planets, I wanted to watch again when I get a chance. Did they say there's only specific points on each planet you can land, or there's just key points, but you can land anywhere?
I think they said that there's landing areas, but you could so you landed down on one bit, then you could explore the planet, but there was certain key areas, so it might not be like a mission or a building. It could be like it might not be like an outpost. It could just be like an abandoned building that's a key area that you can land directly on. So like you'll not land in the plane, but you'll just be there when you spawn into the map.
Yeah.
And they also went into detail about things like the outposts and stuff, where it's sort of randomly generated as you land on the planet. So
that was quite intriguing.
If you land on the same planet, might end up with different things on each planet. Obviously, the main quest and stuff will be the same, but the sort of filler stuff, as it were, that would take a lifetime to manually do, will be randomly created, but based on a set of parameters and stuff. I thought that was quite interesting. And I'll be keen to see how that pans out, because we don't want to be landing on planet number 463. For fuck's sake, another identity outpost that's exactly the same as the last 400.
Well, I like how they were upfront about it. And some like planets will be barren, and it will be like resource gathering.
Yeah.
Not that, we've got 1,000 planets, and every single planet that's in the game, you'll have stuff like you'll have creatures on it, and you'll have missions, and you'll have buildings, and you'll have structures. No. Some of them will be like that. Some of them will be inhospitable because they're right next to the sun, or they're too far away from the sun, or whatever it may be. But you can still visit them if you want to go and grab all the resources that are on the planet. And you might end up getting to planets where there's nothing to do, but super rare resources. So it makes while going to visit it. And then you still get the beautiful cinematics that were showing, like how they made a big deal about light. Like light was going to play a massive factor in how the game looks. So if they've spent a ton of time, even on like uninhabitable planets where you're just going there to pick up some gold or iron or tungsten or whatever it may be, if it looks stunning, then I'm all for it. Like just visiting it and going, wow, this is like incredible.
Yeah, I mean, and that was definitely one thing that stood out to me, was the technical showcase of it, as it were. Like you said, the way they emphasized the global illumination filtering through the sky and using the cloud, blah blah blah, and each planet that they did show off looked different, although still obviously sort of realistic, as it were. And it's like one of those, you stand on the edge, you go, I can go there. All right, let's go there and find out. There might not be anything there, but we'll
you can
go and have a look
check out quickly and then jump off afterwards.
So sorry, we kind of got off on a bit of a tangent. Spaceships galore, and we'll be able to explore the planets. Ian, what about you? Anything stood out to you, like in terms of one specific thing that they showed off?
For me, another one which is kind of similar to how they've done in all those games, really, like Skyrim and Fallout, is they've kept true to the whole thing where you can so many different play styles. So, for example, you go to one mission and you can just bullshit your way through and win, or you can kill everyone. So I kind of like the idea where you can actually I like to be more charismatic in my games, so I want to be so I can go full all these conversations and try and actually get more out of it rather than just spamming A and then just going killing everyone. To try and black your way through.
I like that, how it was depending on the perk that you picked, how you could. I suppose it's very similar to like the older Fallout 3 New Vegas idea, where like if you had enough levels in science, you could say a scientific answer and it would get you different like conversations unlocked, or if you were charismatic, you could sort of bullshit your way through something to get a bit more information. I like that they've brought that back so that you unlock different things based on your perks. So again, different playthroughs for different people, just even based on you speak to the same character, but if you've taken like, I think one of them was like a chef, so if you're an ex-chef type idea, then you'll get that character unlocked. But if you've went for something like an engineer, you'll speak to the same character, but you'll get different options because of it.
Oh yeah, you might not get the same reward as well.
Yeah.
and on that sort of topic, like the character creation they showed off with the different skills and the perks and what was it called? It wasn't behavior. What was it? Background.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
So the background's
the amount of perks and madness.
Yeah. So just it's going to be very difficult to get like two characters with like same builds type idea.
Yeah, because I forget the exact numbers, but it's something like, what was it? Each skill had like 4 levels, and there was something ridiculous like 27 level skills per section, and then there's like 6 or 7 different sections. So that's just fucking insane amount of customization and different.
Yeah.
And then I like how they went through the developers and like they sort of picked out in like their favorite ones to do, like you said, like go a bit stealth or go a bit gung ho, go a bit more of a conversationalist, and they all sort of just like a little glimpse into different play styles. That's sort of that impressed me quite a lot.
I mean, I think like I've seen some naysayers who are basically just saying, "Oh, it's just basically Fallout in space." Like you've got your ballistics weapons, which you've got in Fallout, and then you've got like energy weapons, you've got laser weapons, or plasma weapons and laser weapons, like in Fallout. And these have got like your ballistic weapons, your energy weapons, and then I forgot what the other ones are called as well. It was like the laser ones type idea.
Laser,
or the electromagnetic ones type idea. And they're like, "Oh, it's just basically the same." Right, so if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. If that's how it works, and that's what they want. Then
if it's a good system, then fantastic.
Some people like.
I think one of the things with the weapons as well was how they. I mean, I'm not really one for these sort of silly little details because it doesn't really matter. I don't think in the big thing, but if you're playing in zero gravity and using a proper gun, it will like
that was awesome.
And like it's a neat little touch. I mean,
that was really so. That's just like attention to detail, though.
Yeah, it's just emblematic of like Professor and
I like that.
Like Elder Scrolls and Fallout and now Starfield, where you get all the little details just add
how
up
good did the guns look?
You can customize quite.
It looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, like the gun, like skin type idea on nearly every gun looked really, really nice. Like some of the ones that were shown in the game, it was almost
like a really cool, like was it shotgun
rifle? Yeah, it had like the long wooden barrel type out with the long shotgun type spout. I was like, oh, that looks so fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, they said that, didn't they? Like they really want to focus on the detail of the guns and the food and everything, just like so you can really zoom in and appreciate it. And yeah, the guns looked amazing, and the combat I thought looked pretty good. It looked a damn sight better than Fallout's gunplay.
The only one I didn't really like was I think I'm not sure if it just showcased quite badly when I saw it, but I think the up close and personal one didn't look very, let's just say, fluid. But then I guess it's always been
Skyrim like the melee attack one?
Yeah.
But as you say, even in Skyrim, like when you hit somebody with a sword, it looks really like awkward.
Yeah. But I think, but again, I'm always going to be unless I'm stealthing, I'm going to be probably shooting my way through.
Stealth looked good.
Stealth did look good. Stealth worked.
I like the stealth. Looked nice.
Hello, MPV Graham. How are you?
Yeah. He's going to drop out for 2 seconds. Fuck stealth. End.
There was one little thing as well I noticed, which I really, really liked, and that your parents were in the game. They mentioned that, and I think you can go back.
If you pick that particular perk or pick that perk, background, then
which I'm definitely going to be doing because I think that's such a cool idea. We can go back and see mom and dad and see how they're doing and stuff.
I think that was one of the things.
I got a visitor.
That's one of the things I missed in like Mass Effect, because you know how one of like Mass Effect is like, did you come from like a military background? Why just have like your mum and dad in it and be like proud when you got made to be the first human Spectre, stuff like that, if that's what you picked. Whereas in this, they've embraced that, like, no, we'll bring your parents in it and you can go and visit them and you can bring money to them so that like that's paying their
quality of life is so much better. Yeah,
exactly.
Which made me think like it could be in like slums when they begin with, and then when they go up, they got like a nice massive space house, and that little kind of touch there was cool. I also did like the whole idea of the adoring fan.
Oh, straight out of Oblivion.
I saw that on Twitter before I managed to watch the showcase, but I was like, nah, there must be one. It must be like a joke that someone's done. And then when he appeared, when I watched it later, I was like, it's actually there. Hey, it's you.
You, yes. I was like,
because that was part of the other sort of optional perks, wasn't it? Where you get a bonus, but also a negative So you have an opponent who's having him help you out, but he's not going to shut the fuck up. So
Yeah.
the whole time we're like,
Yeah.
He maybe brings you like
this
constantly,
motherfucker
like
back
just brings you wee odds and sods to help, like in the ship and things like that. But you need to listen to him go on and on.
Just be like Dan.
Well,
Hi Dan.
What's he saying? Is that I need to breathe your molecles, every last one. Oh,
not creep.
already
It was the bit. It was the bit of the game. It was like, and also, if you decide you want to change your perks, there is ways to go about that. As he just aims the shotgun at the back of his head. But we'll let you decide how to go about that.
Yeah, it was. Then sort of going off of the character of him and stuff. I think one of the things that stood out to me was what's it called? New Atlantis, the city.
Yes,
That place looked like
fucking massive.
I sort of picture like Whiterun or the Citadel in my mind, like just massive, full of people, full of stuff to see and do, and it almost reminded me a bit of Cyberpunk, where it's just huge. There's things everywhere, but then that's again only one of the main like cities of across these 1,000 odd planets, where there's going to be many more big cities like the cowboy one they showed off, and they said there was another one, a Red Mile, was it, or something like that?
Is that the one that's like the Spacers type idea, the gang?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, and it I mean, for me, the character work and like the world building that they showed off just looked amazing. Like I sent you before, Ross, before we started. I was interested, obviously, in playing it, but I was also hesitant because it's yet another massive game, which is going to take me about 5 years to play. But the more I watched yesterday, the more I was like, do you know what, actually? This might just be one of the best birthday presents ever because it's coming out on my birthday. Hint, hint, by the way. Coming out on my birthday. I don't know if I mentioned that before or not, but I've just mentioned it one more time. It's coming out on my birthday.
We'll chip in and get you the collector's edition.
Oh man, how good does that collector's edition look? Have you ordered it yet?
Don't. I've got it.
I thought you would have. I was like,
it's right. We've got time. Me and Ian can vamp for a minute if you want to go do it now.
I've got it on my phone. It's literally I've got the link sorted and everything.
How much is it?
You can just do it now.
$249.99.
$349.99. And what do you get?
$249.99.
And what do you get with it?
You get the what? Hold on, I've got it up.
Hello. What?
Pardon? I know it's exciting, Ross, but
talk amongst yourselves and we'll bring it up on the screen.
All right. Well, just carry on. Ian, did you? I mean, like I said, New Atlantis. It just looked like an amazing place to explore. Obviously, it's the first city they said you go into. But did that sort of rustle your jimmies as much as it did me? Because that really that was where I started to go. Hang on a minute. I think I'm in now.
It's one of those things. Like best way to kind of explain it is not explain it, but kind of think of it is like it's just when the first day for a fact that you're gonna. I'm hoping there's so much to do that you spend like your first maybe like 6-7 hours just pissing about in this one city before you even think about getting the ship and going elsewhere. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they kind of push all these kind of things that you can do within the first couple of hours of your gameplay, and that you don't have to be like, no, quickly go away and come back here later. No, you want to mess around there, do all the things. Just you don't want it to be where. Yeah, exactly. I would say you don't want to be there and then think about, these quests I have to do later on, so you come back later on because you don't want to forget about them. You want to kind of explore fully from the first moment.
And it just looked like there were so many routes of interest and intrigue and stuff to go to. It's just, I'm sitting there, I'm just sort of picturing it in my mind. I'm getting excited all over again, just thinking about it. And this is something that, again, I was like, I just want like a 5-hour game to play through, and now I'm sitting and contemplating playing like a 400, 500-hour game when I haven't got the time for that.
Oh yeah, exactly. I think this will be literally my life within September.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. It almost wants me.
I think this year's going to be easy. Oh god.
Yeah, I feel like it needs to be like it sort of suits the idea of like a 4-player like co-op thing, but at the same time, I'm like, no, I don't want anyone else here. I just want to take my time and enjoy this. And take it easy and go through it slowly. Otherwise, I'm going to be rushing, and we're going to have to skip all the cutscenes, and then we won't see any of the story. And then, sorry, Ross, bring it back up. Sorry, I know it was there. I was getting carried away with New Atlantis.
I was waiting. I was letting you have your moments there. I was just pulling it up again there. Where am I? So many screens.
Yes, I must admit though, this collector's edition did. I mean, it did. It was tempting.
So you've got your digital game download, a steelbook display case, you've got the Starfield Chronomark watch, the case that it comes in, the Constellation patch, and then you also get the soundtrack, an art book, Constellation skin pack, the first story expansion called Shattered Space, and up to 5 days early access.
Yes, which
Oh,
means
just,
you get to play it before my birthday, which makes me very jealous indeed. So it looks good. I mean, the watch sounds like a cool idea. I've got so many things like collectibles upstairs that I've picked up over the years that I've gone, yeah, sounds like I'll use that every day, and I've never touched them. But the watch, at least it looks pretty cool. Is it a genuine functioning watch, or is it just a bit of a tool?
Not a full functional watch that connects to your phone and everything. So you can get like your notifications and that. I'm just actually looking at it all, and it shows you things.
I'll just put a link in. Can you share? Can I share?
You should be able to share. Can you not share?
I don't know. I saw this. Jay will love that.
Let me have a look while Ross keep.
Oh my days! It's Jay's. Oh, it's Jay's life.
What have we got here?
Let
me out. What the fuck? Right, how much? Oh, that's right. Yep. Right, go on in. Where is it? Okay, let's do this. Wait, how much money did I spend at the stag do? Too much. I'll come back to you.
Oh, no,
that's awesome. Look at that. Can you share that, Ross?
I can do. I am just looking for the screen. I will get this up just now, and we will put it up on the screen. Jeez, next big purchase, shall we say?
Yeah, when it's not quite so warm, I'll wear that one.
You're still wearing that, yeah, exactly. One for the winter.
It's a nice light one. This one. Look at that! Look at that! It's a big beanie as well. Look at the size of that.
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah, your head's massive as well, so you probably.
I know, that's what I need. I need the biggest beanie as possible. Look at that. If you're not watching the video now, you're seeing some pure fucking unadulterated joy right there. Look at that. We need one of them. Definitely need one of them. I'm going to have to have a look at that when we're done here. Right. Where were we? Doesn't matter. What video game? What video game? We're talking about beanies now. We're talking about beanies for a while.
Would quiz? If they said we'll go back into proper talk now, but they said you could create outposts as well. Could you do that on any planet you want, or was there any certain planets you could do it on?
I presume it will just be the sort of hospitable planets, but it didn't say like it was limited of anything.
I'm sure one of the things they said was any planet, anywhere.
Okay,
almost any planet, almost anywhere. Sorry, I think
because I wonder if you could get a barren planet and make it into
it hospitable,
a citadel, like an actual where you have like a nice little.
You can staff your outposts with people, can't you? So you'd have to be able to make it so they can live there. So yeah, I don't see. I suppose that's one thing to get stuck into. You find some fucking frozen planet and turn it into a thriving utopia. Yeah.
I wonder if as well, if it's like it'd be cool because I know, like, example, think Fallout Shelter, where you can have two people, boy and a girl, of course, because that's how it works, and they could have a baby and stuff, and that grows. I wonder if they could do that the same. So,
how does it work? Sorry,
how babies work. So yeah, I wonder if you could do that. So maybe if they have two, like a boy and a girl, in an outpost, they go, "Oh, hello," and then you come back and there's a baby. That'd be quite cool, but I doubt that's
if you're playing it long enough, you might end up literally playing it for the entire life of a pretend child. They grow up and become a man, an adult, and yeah.
I mean, I'm just scared to think how much time I'm going to put into just like the base building and the ship building. I don't even know if I'll get the story finished.
Yeah, I think I think the shipbuilding is more what I'm going to be on out of the two, but I will definitely be probably more one of the ones just going to a planet, exploring, doing some side mission stuff, then move on to the next one, carry on, and then I'll get to the main story about 200 hours in and be like, I'm way overpowered for all this now. Come on, motherfucker, let's go.
Do we know anything about the main story yet?
Nope.
And that's the thing. I was trying to figure this out. I was like, what is the actual main story? And I was like,
I think basically what they're getting at is you're part of the Constellation and you are going out to try and find answers to the questions of the society.
Yeah, because there was that artifact, wasn't it, that they showed the sort of.
Yeah, that's really all I got.
Floating around. I was listening to Ryan McCaffrey earlier on, Ian, and he had an interview with Todd Howard, and he also played the game as well. I think they played it for like an hour.
Yeah,
and he said. He said they did like the very opening section of the story, but he didn't really go into much more than what we just said. Like, there's some sort of space doodad, and you have to try and figure out what the fuck's going on with it. But I mean, as much as I love Skyrim and Oblivion, I'm not really sure I could tell you anything about the story. I could tell you all about the side quests I did, and all about the incidental missions and experiences I had. But the main story, I'm not really sure I could tell you what was going on. Some sort of dragon or something appeared. I'm not sure. So yeah, I think this one, obviously, because it's so massive, I think the main focus will be just going out and seeing what we can see. Much like Zelda recently, where you go to do a mission, and next thing you know, you're about 10 hours later, and you haven't done fuck all apart from 10 shrines and 5 fucking stables and a couple of wells and stuff.
That's literally what I've been doing in Zelda. I've literally got lost. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I just keep running around doing random stuff.
Yeah, I'm sort of working my way towards the next mission point that I want to do. But at the same time, I've also found myself going the other way just because I'm like, oh, actually, something's over there. Oh, wait, something's over here. Something's over there. Which is going to just be 10 times worse with Starfield with fucking, oh, there's a planet over there. Let's go over there. There's another planet that way.
But you've got a mission on this planet. Oh, fuck this planet. I'm over there now.
Yeah, I want to go to that little one. And they even said, like, you got like the moons and stuff as well on some of the planets. And, oh, yeah, I mean, it looks like this is going to be like a proper time and live sync, like, Project Game Pass for September. I think pretty safe to say we're all going to be playing whatever it is we pick that month somehow.
I think me and Ross be off the podcast for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I think we'll just have to do it from within Starfield. We'll just build playing and just recording at the same time, and occasionally be like, "Oh yeah, should we talk about video games for a second?"
You'll come back to me like this. You'll like sit. Yeah.
Just
so
like stone lighter, just be like, oh, "I haven't moved."
Like
a 5 weeks.
A vat of coffee.
Yeah, like I said, then one other thing I do want to point out, and then if you guys want to point anything else or not, but I said to Ross again before we started, the music I thought was fucking amazing. Really, like that just that 4 or 5 note, whatever, it's like signature before the main theme started. It was just like much like the Skyrim, Elder Scrolls and Fallout, just that perfect, like, this is our game. Here you go. Yes, that's fucking like it proper got me hyped. Just that first little bit, and then the whole presentation was packed full of awesome music. And again, I'm a stickler for music in video games. So yeah, that definitely helped. Definitely helped.
Yeah,
do you guys have anything else that sort of stood out to you that you wanted to mention?
I mean, we could talk more for another.
We
half
could.
hour,
I could. I mean, I could.
I feel like I should say no because.
Yeah, we have got quite a few games to get through.
Yes.
I mean, there was plenty of other stuff showed, but Starfield, I think that, well, I mean, from what we saw, rightly so, was gifted more than its fair share of time, really. They probably could have doubled it and we still would have been sitting there being like, oh, show me more.
Easily.
And September's it's 3 months away, so not a million miles away. It'll come around fast. But it is going to go that bit slower now that my hype levels have shot up a little bit because that direct did exactly what it needed to do for me. What about?
Yeah, it did it for me. Can't wait.
So obviously you got the collector's edition. What about like the headset and the controller, Ross? I know you were already keen before it was leaked. You getting them in?
I mean, I shouldn't because I got enough but I'm just about to type it in now into my Google engine, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm half tempted with a headset just because I do like a good headset. But as for the controller, I think it looks awesome. But I don't need any more controllers, especially not.
I don't need any more.
If it was an elite one, I could have been more tempted. But I think as it is, it looks great, but not for me at this time.
How much is it? I'm just trying to.
I mean, your headset. Your controller's going to be 55.
Yeah, I think the headset's 100, isn't it? If the standard one, I think is 100.
Yeah, so that's 155 plus. So Starfield's costing me £400.
Yeah, at least before they start, adding in extra DLC on top of the one you get included with the collector's
that'll
edition.
be like, but the deluxe edition will be a season pass, so like it'll be like what Fallout is. So like you buy
hello.
Oh,
it's not too bad.
What else you found? Have you found some pants?
No, it's not a pants on. It's not too bad, but you could probably use Microsoft Reward points for it.
Do you have prices?
I'm trying to work out in English because I got in dollars and because my computer's still American.
Do you know what? Actually, I did see a post earlier on. Someone used their reward points to buy their headset, I think.
That's I might just scrap all my ideas of getting gift vouchers and just go straight to the headset.
Yeah. It's not
What the fuck
bad.
is he not
I mean,
in?
it does look good. Supposedly the headset, the official Xbox headset's pretty good. I haven't actually checked it out, but
And then, and taking a page out of Jay's book and his awesome segues, if you do fancy the Xbox controller and headset that's coming out for Starfield, and you're not 100% sure how Microsoft Rewards work, jump over to their YouTube channel, youtube.com/Xbox Tavern Official, and our good friend Dan has put up a video on how to do everything you'll ever need to know about maximize or min-maxing getting all your Microsoft reward points over the course of a month. He has tried to teach me numerous times, and because I am thick as mince, it goes in one ear and out the other. But it is super easy, and it's basically free money. Because even if you don't want to buy the headset, you can buy vouchers for Xbox. You can buy it for, I think you can get like Tesco club card vouchers. You can get ones for shopping.
Tesco, Argos, loads of different shops.
Mine coins.
It's free money. So if you need any more details on how to maximize your earnings through Microsoft Rewards, jump over to YouTube and Dan will walk you through it step by step.
Yes, and wonderful guides they are too. And again, well worth doing if you want to spare 2 minutes of your day to build up some free money to buy wonderful things like Starfield headset. Ian, have you bought it yet?
No, yeah, but the controller's 70 and the headset is 115. So 184. And have I bought it?
Wait for the click.
I think I might have
Yes.
to. Put my reward point. Yeah, I think I might be buying it. I'm not sure that the headset does. I do need a new headset.
I don't need a new headset, but it's cool as fuck and I want it.
That's all that you need. Right, unless we've got anything else on Starfield, should we move on to the rest of the showcase?
Sounds good.
Nice. Yeah,
Sorry, I'm looking at my Microsoft reward points. But yes.
We'll get Graham's thoughts next week, and maybe special guest Pete if he's around for what they thought of Starfield. I'm sure they were equally as excited. Yeah, we'll go from there. But let's get on to the rest of the showcase. But before we do that, Ross, like I said, it's been a long weekend. I've had a lot of drinking, a lot of stories that aren't really appropriate for public consumption, so we'll keep them private. But for now, while I need something to pick me up, please can you give me a good solid plug-in?
Of course. I didn't think you want plugs so early. I thought you'd want a chance to work into it after your rough weekend.
We need to just get in there and get it over and done with.
So insert coin, Xbox Tavern 23 can be used for £5 off orders over £50. So Jay rocking the Resi 8 top, am I right in saying?
Village.
Yep.
That's right.
Discord, link will be in the show notes. Come and join us. Give your thoughts on the showcase and Starfield Direct. Guess the game's still up. It's fucking... New phone almost got thrown at the wall because of some stupid games that have been going out recently, especially ones that were... What one was it? It was basically one that you had a multiple choice of. There was a game in the series that all looked very similar and you had to pick which one it was. I think 4 times later by the time I actually worked out which one it was. So I'm not enjoying Guess the Game at the moment. Socials, I would say, are running along the bottom of the screen, but because we've been so hyped up to do with Starfield, we forgot to put them on. So as you can see, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you'll find us in all those places in some way, shape or form of Xbox Tavern or Xbox Tavern Official. Apple and Spotify podcasts, if you jump over there and leave us a little like, we comment would go very nice as well. Just let us know what you like about the podcast, what you don't like about the podcast. And last but by no means least, patreon.com/Xbox Tavern. You can support us for £2 a month. Helps the show keep running, helps keep the website looking nice. There is our After Darks up there now, so I think we've got episodes 1 through 5 are live at the moment. 6 drops on Tuesday, and there will be at least 2 or 3 episodes dropping every month. So our Patreons will get access to our random thoughts. I have noticed as I was editing them, there is quite a lot of wrestling talk. So we do tend to delve deep into the wrestling world, but there is special guest Pete has an episode where he's talking about his Formula 1 league. So if you want to jump in more and hear about that, there is, I think Gray even got away with having an episode to do with FIFA. So I bet that went down well with Jay. So if you want to jump us over to patreon.com/Xbox Tavern and support us with your hard-earned money, it would be greatly appreciated.
Nice, thank you very much. I feel much more satiated, and I will just say while you were talking, I was re-looking at the beanie, and genuinely accidentally put it in my cart. I didn't mean to. I was just looking, and then I looked away, and next thing I know, it's already in my basket.
Hand was dragged towards it, like, no.
I literally didn't even notice I did it. It's just sitting in there now. All right, let's get on before I start spending money I don't have at the moment. Right, let's get to the showcase. That was, like I said, it was about an hour long, and they showed loads of other games, mostly first party coming to Game Pass day one and world premieres and all that sort of stuff. But they kicked it off with Fable at last. They sort of re-emerged after that sort of pre-rendered trailer they showed about 18,000 years ago.
And he was like that. Richard.
Yeah, what's his? I should look. What's his name? Sorry,
Richard Adewadi, isn't it? That's it.
Adewadi, guy from the IT crowd, and various other films and TV shows and stuff. And they said, obviously, before the showcase that things were no CG trailers or no full CG trailers. Everything would either be in game or in engine. And I think they labeled this one as it says there, I think in engine. And
it
looks fucking, it looks absolutely stunning. The dude again, Richard, whatever his name was, sorry, he looked fucking incredibly realistic. But then, as you're watching the trailer now, if you're with us live or on YouTube, it looks again like Fable looked in my mind, like when you think back to how it used to look, and
yes.
You know the properties, the lights, the fluid motion, the animation, it just looked amazing. So Ross, I don't know your Fable history. Thoughts and opinions on this early review?
Completed every one of them, including the shitty remake. I love the Fable games. I absolutely. It was one of the games that got me sort of into my RPG sort of love. I just always strikes back to me the sort of first sort of scene in Fable 2 as you're like volleyed out the window. And then Zoe Wanamaker's character, and now our story begins. And then away you go, and you've got all your different aspects, whether you want to be like magic or you've got like your sword and things like that. I love the Fable series. And then seeing that come up, I was like, oh, like a little trailer type idea. And then it was like in-game footage. I was like, holy shit. This is unbelievable how amazing this game looks. Even the bit with the combat where like she's throwing fireballs. Obviously, you got that type of spell in the first one or in this sort of original series, and then you see it in this one. You're just like, wow, that just looked incredible.
It just, I mean, it was obviously very heavily edited and camera changes of that, but yeah, I mean, it just looked, fucking exactly what we're after from Fable coming up. Ian, thoughts and opinions on this Fable wonderfulness?
Sorry, I keep fucking trying to sort my words out for that controller. And headset. Sorry. Really looks good. I think, like you said, when you think about who Fable was, and obviously I had the gameplay play before, and obviously because it was only 360, it was a bit like 360 days. But when you imagine it in your head and you're thinking about it all, that's the kind of look and feel you get. And for me, I think it's just gonna be one that it's going to be a fantastic little title. I just hope it's not one of those things now where it takes fucking ages to actually come out now.
I think one of the best
2024 in it, wasn't it? But there was no like coming out on this date. It was just 2024.
Yeah,
I think
so
one of the
imagine
biggest,
at the end 2024.
The biggest bits of praise I can say about it was, I don't know if it's the best way to it, but it looked British.
Yeah,
like it looked like.
It looked like
like what we would want it to be from a Fable game. Like everything about the original 2 is like you can almost imagine like medieval type England looking.
Yeah.
And this just the forests, just the tavern type ideas, everything about it looked like it was British. And that's the best thing I can say about it.
As much of a kick in the dick as it is to us, because I'm about to say everybody was like very British looking, if that makes sense. Like, there was no like chiseled superhero. Everybody just looked like your sort of traditional English peasants, as it were.
I didn't have the sound on it, but if you get a chance to go back and look at it, go and look at like one of the very first clips where the hero is doing hero work.
Yeah.
And at some point, either somebody shouts something out, and I can't remember if it's wanker or something else, but basically that's the comedy. It's like somebody she's doing like that, and then I hear is wanker, It's like
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
Absolutely perfect.
They nailed the British humour very well, especially like right at the end where she's like, he's got her in his hand, he's about to eat her or whatever, and she says, "Oh," and they just cut it off. So
Yeah.
it's just really really well done. Really really happy with how that trailer sort of come out and what it showed off. Again, I would have liked to perhaps see actual gameplay, like following the character for a couple of minutes just as they run around and stuff. But excuse me, there's plenty of time for that. Before it comes out next year. But yeah, really, really happy to see it and very impressed by said trailer and look forward to seeing the final release at some point, being while I'm about halfway through Starfield. Next game up was South of Midnight, which is a game from Compulsion Games, the guys who made We Happy Few. And I was not a big fan of We Happy Few. I think you were, Ian, though, weren't you?
Yeah, I loved it.
And this trailer immediately has won me over. Yeah, I mean, I love the style of it. Again, we didn't see any gameplay. It was all in engine, but no actual playing. It was just setting up the setting the scene,
setting the story, basically.
Yeah, but the visuals on the sort of skeleton dude playing the guitar, and the lady walking up to him, and in turned out to be fucking massive. And then the way that everything's all like the magic and stuff kicked off at the end completely won me over. At first, I thought my stream was lagging a bit because of the stuttery animation, but then
the way he's playing the
intentional.
guitar.
Yeah, it's all like almost like the Spider-Verse, like every other frame. Or I mean, I'm not a technical guy, I don't know how it works, but
was it stop motion? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, so it's like an intentional choice, and I watched it again, and it just looks absolutely stunning. And I hopefully the game holds up because the style has already sold me completely. What about you, Ross? Did you? Enjoy this little trailer?
The art style of it looks awesome. But as much as it doesn't give much away, but you can sort of get the idea, like you're just magic fighting big creatures. It looks obviously it's in the bio, so it's going to have like everything to do with like a New Orleans type idea. It just looks like it's going to be fantastic. Again, it's going to be one of these ones that's going to go under the radar. Like it's not technically going. I don't think it will be classed as like a AAA game.
But big game, so get exposure.
Yeah, but it's going to be outstanding. Like every part of it that you see just looks awesome.
Yeah, it's just instant. Like just from the moment he started playing, I was like, do you know what? I'm in. Yeah, so hopefully we'll see more. Did they put a date on this one? I forget. Was it next year? Or was this one of the ones without a date?
I can't remember. I think it was just one of the ones where it said it's coming.
I haven't put a date down, so I'm presuming they didn't mention it.
Yeah. But yeah, very, very interested to see some more of this for sure. And hopefully, again, like I said, the actual gameplay will hold up. I think there was a press release which came out afterwards. They said it's like a third-person action game, so it's complete change to first-person action of We Happy Few. But yeah, if they can nail the gameplay as well as this style, very happy man indeed. But yes, all coming to Game Pass again. And then next one we got was Star Wars Outlaws, was it?
Yeah.
Which, Ross, why don't you tell me about this one? Because I must admit, I sort of zoned out for this one a little bit.
So, the one big part that I seen was one, obviously, the space battles look incredible. I don't know how much you're actually going to be in it, as in the space battle, but the cinematic that was showing you as being part of the space battle is awesome. Obviously, Han Solo and his carbonite, so it's like, so you know when it's set if that's shown you in game. But it just seems like you're going to be in a totally different idea of any Star Wars game ever. Because like you're not in Squadron, so you're not fighting. You're not classed as like a Jedi or a like Star Killer type idea in The Force Awakens. You look like you're just a con artist and a smuggler, or an outlaw type. Well, obviously you're an outlaw, but it's something different in the Star Wars world. So you're going to interact with maybe the Sith and the Jedi, but then you're also going to have like the bounty hunter aspect. So you've always got a chance to see like people like Boba Fett and stuff like that popping up, or various other ones that are throughout the whole game. And it's refreshing to see a different take on Star Wars instead of just being lightsabers, Star Luke, Darth, some sort of idea of that.
Yes. Sorry, I was looking up some information there. I was waiting for Ian to chime in because I'm not a Star Wars guy
I thought you were going
whatsoever.
to talk. So
Not a Star Wars guy whatsoever. And yeah, like I said,
same
I zoned out a bit for this, and kids were playing it while they're still playing as well. So Ian, does this do anything for you at all?
No, not really. Like I said, no, probably not. I like the Star Wars franchise, but I've never really played any of the games, so for me, I probably want to give it a look. What's
fair enough. I mean, it wasn't obviously one of the ones coming to Game Pass. I imagine it'll come to Ubisoft Plus, but yeah, Ross round me off with this one because I like I said, I'm out on completely.
I think it'll, like I say, good for the fact that you're doing something different in the Star Wars world. Whether or not it loses that magic because you aren't basically being a Jedi or a Sith, need to wait and see when we play it. But based on what we've seen, it looks like it'll be a fun story.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you because this is again. Sorry, it was massive, wasn't it? You were doing this. You did the Division, is that right?
I think so. Yes, Massive are the ones that are doing it.
Yeah. So obviously, I mean, some of you will know my disdain for the Division already, which again doesn't help things. But
see, I like the Division.
Yeah, I mean,
I got bored very quickly.
I was going to say we don't need to get into that right now, but it was okay. But I'm hoping that something like this might interest me a little bit more if it wasn't Star Wars. But different courses for different horses and stuff, as they say. Right, let's move on before I dig myself into an even deeper hole here. Next game was where's my list gone here?
This one looked intriguing.
Wow, why is it not telling me the name there? Sorry.
33 Immortals.
33 Immortals, thank you, from the guys who made Spiritfarer. And again, the kids were playing up at this point, so I had to step away. So did either of you to watch this trailer? What thoughts and opinions on this one?
I actually had bad palpitations because when the art style first came on, I was like, oh, fuck, not Hades.
Yeah.
Oh, that one, yeah.
I saw a lot of people be like, Hades?
I was like, no! So, no, I like the idea of this, co-op action roguelike with 33 players.
Yeah, so it is co-op and it's roguelike. And it's like you just join a game with 33 people or 32 other people and just try and get as far as you can, basically.
Yeah. So it's almost like a reverse horde mode type ideas. You just keep going, trying to get to the end, but with a massive amount of people.
Yeah,
God, I can't imagine doing this with 33 people, though.
I was just getting to the website here where it's got the press releases and stuff. And they say for this one, they say 33 Immortals is a co-op action roguelike for 33 players. Play a damn soul and rebel against God's final judgment. Dive straight into epic 33-player co-op battles of instant pick-up and raid matchmaking. Cooperate with your allies to survive against hordes of monsters and massive challenging bosses. Expand your arsenal and equip new powerful relics to permanently upgrade your soul. Face the wrath of God in a fight for your eternal life. So pick up and raid. I mean, like I said, it sounds like a fucking roguelike where you're just going to charge in and fight shit and die in and charge in and fight them again until you get far enough to sort of hold your progression. But
as the resident
expert, that you play now looks all right. But
yeah, as in the resident expert on it, Dan made a good point and said it gave him sort of Vampire Survivor vibes.
In what way?
Yeah.
Loads of things on the screen at one time to fight.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Is it bullet hell type idea where you've got loads of things flashing backwards and forwards as you're fighting? Not something I've ever
same bullet hell is sort of getting me back in. I do like a bit of bullet hell.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be shit at this. I can already tell. But this is obviously coming to Game Pass as well, so we can give it a try. Who knows when it's going to turn up next year? And maybe it'll end up being a Project Game Pass game. You never know. Get the 5 or 6 of us. Get some of the other guys in, and we can see who lasts longest. And definitely not me.
That's what
next up we had the launch of Payday 3 was announced, which is coming on Game Pass day 1, September 21st.
So 30 or September, yeah.
September 21st.
I'm so gutted that's coming out in September because we're not going to play it as Project Game Pass, but it'd be so fucking good.
October.
we might be able to convince Ross to leave Forza alone for October, but we'll see. But yeah, Payday 3, so it's coming out finally after God knows how many. Well, it says here actually on this Game Radar headline I'm reading, 2,670 days after it was announced, it's coming out day one on Game Pass. So if you're not familiar with Payday, it's like a co-op bank heist sort of game. Up to 4 players, you've got to take up different roles, and you have to get into the bank and rob it basically and get out without being killed. I played quite a lot of the second one with some old friends that I used to work with on the PC, and surprising no one, I was utter shit at it. But it was a lot of fun.
There's a bit in the trailer where it's a guy running up a set of stairs with a shotgun. That's cheating.
Yeah. Well, I'd always tried to be stealthy, and I think there was one where I had to get in and like put the thing to the safe like code on the actual wall, and I couldn't fucking figure out how, so I just turned around and started shooting everyone. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Fucking shoot everyone. Get the bank tellers down. We've got to figure this out one way or another. But I did enjoy. We did play it quite a lot, and I did eventually get the hang of it. But to start with, fucking dreadful. But yeah, this is coming day one to Game Pass. Ross, have you played this before? Are you into this one?
I love the Payday games.
Nice.
Yeah, for me, I've never given. Oh, gone.
No, go on.
No, I say I've never played Payday, but it's always one of the ones title where I thought, actually, no, this looks like quite a lot of fun. But again, it'd be one of the ones where you have to play with co-op.
Yeah.
So I never.
And you need a full 4 as well. You can't. It's not as good with 2 or 3 people. I don't think you definitely need a full 4 outfit.
So I'm thinking definitely give Payday 3 go as my first Payday.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good starting point. I mean, Payday 2 is still in Game Pass now, I think. It's been in there for quite a while, but
it's got a Scottish character in it. That makes it awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. Like I said, I don't remember when it was, but it must have been a good. How long ago did Payday 2 come out? Because I'm thinking it's like 8-9 years ago since I played it.
It's been a long time.
I'm sure it's before my kids were born, and my eldest is 10.
The 360 version was 2013.
Yeah, and the PC one I think was before that. So yeah,
before that, yeah. And then the Xbox One version came out 2015.
Yeah,
and that's on Game Pass and on sale currently for £4.
Yes, you can go pick it up and check it out, and definitely download it on Game Pass and play it. But yeah, very excited to see this. I think this will be a good laugh with us for our Project Game Pass at some point, whether it's September or September 2024 when we finally finish the Starfield. Yeah, good. Next up, I mean, again, I sort of dozed off for this one a little bit. Persona 3 Reload. I know people are fucking super excited about Persona. Really not my thing. Anything for you guys here with Persona 3 Reload?
Should we just wrap all the Personas into one?
I mean, there was a lot of Personas, weren't there?
Yeah, because you had Persona 3 Reload, then you had Persona 5 Tactics, and then the other one, Path of the Goddess, which is the same studio, but not Persona. I actually had it down as... Where am I?
Hang on, no, not Path of the Goddess, that was another one. It was... fucking hell, where's it gone? Metaphor. Yeah,
I put it down as because I couldn't remember the name of it. Persona ripoff.
Yeah, this is from the same people who made Persona, but it's their new studio.
Not Path of the Goddess. It's called Path of the Goddess. Actually, looked really good. That was the other one I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's the Capcom one we'll get to. Yeah,
there was 3. Basically,
and
Persona games.
I mean, again, they're massive games. People love them. I know. I think Bubba and Vano are big fans of the Persona games. But it's something that, because it's always been PlayStation and Nintendo, I never even had attempted to look at. And to not really my cup of tea either. I feel like Graham might get into them if he spent the time, but
I think it's one of those
life sinks.
I think I won't bother trying it until after Starfield, because if I want to play one franchise, I have to go through them all. So I think
they're big games, Ian, as well. Yeah. They are big games. Like I hear people on other podcasts talking about them, and they're like, I put like 400 hours into one, and then they released like a slight revamp, so I put another 400 hours in that one. It's like, oh man, that's Starfield time. That is. You got time for this as well?
Exactly. So let's just wait until Starfield, then maybe.
So again, not to disparage it, but it's not really the three of us things. There's no point in us trying to be like, oh, it looked amazing. When we just be fucking.
If you're a fan of the Persona series, you're going to love it, and the fact that it's coming to Game Pass as well. even better.
Yeah,
But
passed all of them day one, yeah. Yeah, good on you. But let's move on to the next game, and we did finally get a look at Avowed from is it Obsidian? Is that right?
yes,
I've got that right, haven't I? Yeah. So this was announced again a couple of years ago. It's from the same people who made Fallout New Vegas.
yes,
Yes, good, and Outer Worlds, yeah. And I thought this looked pretty good. I was seeing some sort of reactions today while I was at work, and some people seem to be a bit down on this one, but I thought it looked really fucking good. I thought I really liked the colors and the art style, and it almost reminded me of like old school, like 360 Oblivion, like what got me into that. And sort of the combat and the world looked pretty fun to get involved in.
I saw both straight away and went, no.
I guess, like, obviously with Starfield on the horizon, it was sort of like fall short compared to that. But I thought this looked pretty good. What about you, Ross?
the art style threw me a little bit. No, I'm not saying it's bad how it looks, but it wasn't quite what I was expecting from Avowed.
Yeah.
But not to say that it doesn't look awesome. It's just not quite how I had pictured it. I was expecting it to be more realistic, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's definitely got. It's almost like a not painterly, but it's almost like a caricature style, isn't it? Like everything looks just that little bit exaggerated. But yeah, no, I think it looks awesome, and I'm definitely interested to check this.
The
one out.
spells look awesome.
Yes, I mean setting things on fire is always awesome, no matter what. So you've got a win-win there. It's coming next year. They said again, no date, and obviously day one to Game Pass, so be easy to check out. But again, I was listening to another podcast or read. I forget. I've seen so much stuff today about it, where they said this is supposedly, although it looks like Oblivion and stuff like that, it's going to be a shorter game, more in the vein of Outer Worlds. So it's not going to be like a 100-hour RPG. It's going to be 20, 30-hour RPG, something to get through, you know, in a week or two for old men like me, or a couple of days if you're still young and can stay up all night playing. So that's instantly like, oh, maybe I have got time to play this one. I can squeeze this in for a few days here and there. I mean, I'm not going to have time to play it, but I would like to think I might do. But yeah, I thought it looked really good. I definitely, I was wowed. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, take me back to Talkie. Next up, gentlemen, I think this was for me and Ian. This was for me and Ian. This was Sea of Thieves, Ian. You know we love a bit of boats and we love a bit of water. They're teaming up with Lucasfilm to bring the secret of legend, is it? I don't know, of Monkey Island.
I haven't even put the trailer up because I didn't want to trigger either the two of for the trailer. So I just sort of leave it to
again,
one side.
Go on, Ian. You fill in the void here because I'm going to have a drink.
I don't get games with fucking boats. They've never got it right. They've never made it fun. And even like with the trailer before where they had a boat in the first scene, I was like, I'm not even paying attention.
Black Flag was good.
Fuck off. Black Flag can go fuck itself.
You see, now I would push back against it a little because I do think the actual boat like mechanics in Sea of Thieves are really good. When I played it with previous Tavern member Jamie down in Australia, he's a massive Sea of Thieves fan, and he convinced me to play it one day. And when we were on the boat, I had a good time. We were using the cannons, we were fighting the Megalodon. But then we had to jump in the water to get the chests, and I was like, nope, you can do that. I will stay right here, thank you. And then the boat started sinking, so I just turned the game off. And then that was the end of that. Never touched it again. But yeah, I do think that the boat mechanics in Sea of Thieves is good. But this is like a separate free expansion, which is coming next month, which is apart from the other players. So it's just a little story where you go through, you meet Guybrush Threepwood, and what's the bad guy? LeChuck. And you just follow a little story in the Sea of Thieves universe, which, I mean, it looks pretty cool. Again, if either of those games are your cup of tea and you're not a massive coward like me or just a raging boat hater like Ian, then yeah, this could be something fun to play. Again, for free. It's not even free on Game Pass. It's just a free update for people to play. So that'd be pretty cool. Next, we've got another one, which again, I definitely dozed off, even though it did actually look pretty good. Flight Sim 2024. Ross, I think this is probably more your street here. They showed off a lot of stuff like different missions to do, ranging from like mountain rescue to transport to private escorts and stuff. Were you sitting there going, "Oh, give me some of this flight sim goodness"?
Yes, and some more. Yes.
So what about it?
Yes.
What about it? Got you going?
Just like like the first thing that I've seen. So obviously, like the first one that comes up is your sort of bushfire type idea. Fine, cool, yep, awesome that you can do that. But the one on the screen now, search and rescue. So you imagine you've got like Rocky Mountains. You've been called out, and you need to navigate in through the Rocky Mountains, Appalachia area. Drop down, find the people.
It looks like it's like a career mode for fun.
Yep, that's exactly how I put it down. Flight simulator campaign.
This part we're watching now, this put me out completely. I mean, we're flying over the ocean. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Air ambulance, mountain rescue, agricultural. It just like Flight Simulator is a technical masterpiece, as in regards to how amazing it looks and how detailed it is when you're flying over the top of cities and stuff like that. Like that, like construction work. But adding in the fact now that you have a sense of purpose in the game, it's just even better. You're going to have all that beautiful looking and also have something meaningful to do.
Yeah, I think that's because I did try playing Flight Simulator, the last one that came out, and it looked lovely. Like you said, it looked amazing. The tech was incredible, and I loved just flying over like locations that I'd been in, like everyone does. Oh, there's my house, or there's where I was on holiday, blah blah blah. But unless you really got into it, it was tricky to sort of just pick up and just have a quick go. Whereas this looks like something I just fancy doing a quick firefighting mission, or just fancy doing a quick hot air balloon trip. Why not? Just get that out of the way. And I mean, I'll give it a go. I'll give anything a go. Anything a go once. But yeah, Flight Simulator is a very specific kind of niche for a lot of people, I think. But again, coming to Game Pass, why the fuck not? Let's give it a go. Yes, very exciting indeed. Cool. Anything else on Flight Simulator, Ross, before we move on to the next one, which again, unfortunately, you're going to have to help me out with.
It's got Dune on it, and I'm a massive fan of Dune. Love the films, read all the books. So if you can actually go to like Arrakis and fly about Arrakis, which it sort of hinted at in the trailer, but I don't know if it was just the aircraft that you were getting. But if you get to actually go to the planet, then fuck yeah.
Oh, actually, yes, because at first I thought they had like added Mars or something to it, and you could fly around. And I was like, I was saying to the kids, look, they're flying around Mars, and there's like June. I was like, don't worry, kids, don't worry.
Don't worry, it's fine. I fucked up. I fucked it.
Carry on doing what you're doing. Yeah, don't just ignore your old dad.
I fucked that one.
Pretty cool. But that's coming to the current Flight Sim minute as like an update.
Yeah, so that's coming at the tail end of the year, 3rd of November.
Well, yes, that's pretty cool. But yes, next game, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. It got introduced by, I really should have had her name, the actress for Senua. Let me find her name here quickly. Melina Juergens. I hope that's pronounced correctly. And she said that they've wrapped shooting. So now they're just finishing the game off. Still didn't give us a date, but it's coming next year. And I saw approximately 10 seconds of this before, again, I had to step away and I missed the entire trailer. So, Ross or Ian, did either of you watch it, and do you have any thoughts and opinions on it?
Unfortunately, Hellblade doesn't interest me at all.
It's probably not.
You're missing out.
It's probably not something I'm going to play. I didn't play the first one. The concept never grabbed me, but visually, wow.
Basically, I'm a scaredy cat, man. No.
The fear side doesn't bother me, but I missed the first one. I might jump in. I might go back and play the other one, but from
I would highly
the visual side of this, it looks incredible. Yeah,
I mean, I'm very much like Daniel, previous podcast joiner. We're both massive fans of the first one. I'm really, really looking forward to this one. And I should have watched this trailer again, but again, I didn't have time in between now and then. But yeah, if it can keep up the visual spectacle that we're watching now, keep the fantastic use of audio, and like deliver the same sort of gut punching. I mean, it's not even a scary game really. It is more tense than scary. It's not like there's massive jump scares or anything. It's just more like that sort of almost like
so
atmosphere. They're like something's going on, like they're getting whispers around your head. Like, oh, what's that? What's that? And then occasionally, I mean, the combat in the first game wasn't the best. I'm hoping they've improved it. They haven't shown any of that off properly yet.
So what you're saying is it doesn't try and scare you with one big scare. It just constantly keeps you shitting yourself throughout the whole thing.
It's more keeps you like second guessing yourself. Like, oh, is that? Huh? What?
What is that noise?
It's really good. Yeah, I highly recommend the first one, and yeah, I look forward to this. I'm a bit sad that they didn't at least say, early 2024. They said next year, but I'll wait. I've got Starfield to play in the meantime, so why not? Next one, say it again. Shame Graham's not here to to talk about it, but I did find this trailer quite funny. Like a Dragon 8, it's called Infinite Wealth, and it takes the series abroad. Again, I've got Games Radar's wrap up here, and it featured. Let me find his name. It's just second. He's a character from Like a Dragon 7. Graham's probably sitting there screaming at the screen.
Fucking
Ichiban Kasuga, and he wakes up on a beach and he's sort of strolling around, and the entire gag of the 2-minute trailer is that he's naked and he doesn't realize, and everybody's going, oh my god, he's got his dick out, and every time they sort of jump cut, something conveniently gets in the way so that you don't actually see anything, like the person holding the map there or someone that she looks at him, she lowers her glasses just before his reflection gets to that point. And it was a funny trailer, but again, not for me. Did this do anything for you two?
No, as in not for me. As in, I think Graham, like I say, he's really hyped up on it, but it just looked like a fun game. But yeah,
the tone of it was good, but yeah, like I said, never really get into this. Ross, does it do anything for you? Or
I mean, it looks funny, but not something I'll jump in and play. No.
That's the thing. These games always have, I think, a pretty decent sense of humor. Like Gray says, like the guy in dancing in his pants and all that sort of stuff, and then other games. But I did enjoy this trailer. It did make me laugh pretty much constantly. It's just the way they could. Oh yeah, I mean, it's an old gag, but it's a good one. It's a good one. So yeah, that's coming out. Was it this year? I think it was later this year, because they've also got another Like a Dragon game coming out called The Man Who Erased His Name or something. But I don't know if that's a Game Pass one or not. I think that might not be. But yeah, so a couple of new Yakuzas for Graham to sink some time into when he's not playing Starfield later on. And then Ross, we moved on to everybody got a bit excited, I think, because they started saying some Fallout.
I'm not giving them the time of day, no, because I absolutely fucking shat myself when it came up. I was like, oh my fucking god! And then it was fucking. I heard the word after. I was like, you fucking bastards!
I was exactly the same. I was like, oh my god. Oh,
yeah. It did make me laugh because again, as soon as I saw Fallout, I was like, all right, I'm sort of zoning out a little bit, and then I started to get the hint of like New Vegas and like, so I was like,
that's what makes it even worse. That's what makes it even worse. Going to Atlantic City, fuck off. Give me New Vegas too, you bastards.
Right, pretend I don't know anything about Fallout other than 3 and a little bit of 4. What's Atlantic City? What's that got to do with things?
So nothing to do in the world of Fallout. Atlantic City is like a cheap version in Vegas.
Okay.
So when they were starting to talk about, obviously, they're showing you like the streets and things like that, and basically they're getting Fallout 76 is getting a mini New Vegas type idea.
Yeah. But they were proper teasing it to start with when they like the casinos, the dancing, betting, all sort of stuff. I was like, kicking the dick.
Yeah. Fucking assholes. Absolute assholes.
Yeah. I mean, it's good they're still supporting it. They also, I mean, we'll skip ahead a little bit. They brought out a new trailer for Elder Scrolls Online expansion, which I thought, again, looked pretty good if you're into that sort of thing. Not really one for us, but it's good they're still supporting both of them games. Although I'm sure you would have preferred the other outcome to that to that announcement. And then we had the one you already mentioned, Path of the Goddess from Capcom, which initially was a new. I mean, it's not written down here, so I'm not going to attempt to say it. I'll tell you what, I'll find it when you guys are talking about it. It's at first I thought it was a new Onimusha game, And I was like, oh, they're going to bring that back. That's pretty cool. I'm not really a fan, but that's there'd be a good throwback in there. They just completely pulled the rug from under me and just brand new IP coming day one to Game Pass. But I thought it looked pretty good. Like this sort of ancient feudal Japan monsters and demons and sword play and fast action. And Ross, thoughts and opinions here? Did this sort of float your boat a bit more than the New Vegas?
Actually.
Not New Vegas.
No, I was pleasantly surprised. Like when it first jumped in the trailer, I was like, okay, this has got Graham's name ticked all over it. He'll be right on top of this. And then I seen crazy guy with a samurai sword dropped on his screen. I was like, oh, what have we got here? So
yes, but this bit here, we sort of like splitting that whatever that floor thing was in half. I was like, oh. Actually, yeah.
So basically, anything that can put a samurai sword as part of combat, I'm more inclined to give it a try.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong there, can you?
Yeah, it looks different.
It does look different, and it's again. I know I'm a simple man, but I like colours and I like fast action, and this is exactly sort of hits the nail on the head on both of them. Really, it's just bright, it's colourful, it's got a unique style, and then you've got some interesting looking sort of melee combat as well. Ian.
Yeah, it's got similar combat to like Devil May Cry kind of thing. So as long as it's quite fluid and kind of go between enemies, and they're showing them with like locking on features, but I think they do have that. So yeah, it looks. That's when sometimes you don't need all graphics for games, and this looks like a lot of fun gameplay. So for me, it's probably ones I definitely would. I think I actually would consider giving it a go.
Yeah, I mean, again,
it's
Game Pass. Why the fuck not? And that was that game we were talking about. There was Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm assuming that was the correct pronunciation anyway. And then we moved on to
better than Dan will explain it.
Again, another bit of a snorefest for me, but I know you two are way more interested here. Forza Motorsport got some sort of reveal with General Motors or something, was it? And a release date.
Yes, it did.
Ian, Ross, tell me all about it while I get myself a beverage.
Well, it's not Horizon, so Ross, tell her about it.
Do you not like the Forza games?
No, I've never played. The only one I've played is 3, and that was back in the Xbox 360 days. Never got into it. Oh no, I did play the Apex one on the PC. But that's got easy achievements.
Just everything you expected with Forza looks gorgeous, but fucking shit that they decided General Motors was the guys to do it instead of somebody that actually had like good cars. But I
think it'd be one of the ones I think I will give it a go because, like I say, it's a new one now. And I've seen there's a lot of changes for the better.
Definitely one that I feel like I'm breaking out the steering wheel for.
That's what I was just about to say. I'll get my wheel out for that.
Yeah, like the wheel was okay for Horizon, but like Horizon just being like an arcade type game is not necessary. Whereas something like this, where you're actually like throwing it around a circuit, it's going to be Spa. As I think it was Pete that was mentioning last night, Spa and Suzuka both showed off in the trailer. So two of my favourite race courses of all time. So I'm happy with that.
Laguna Seca and Nürburgring.
The corkscrew. So October 10th. Yeah. So if I can pull myself away from Starfield long enough to play it, then I will. But it's another one that's tail end of the year going to be the back burner for me because Starfield's going to consume my every week.
Starfield is going to Starfield. Yeah, I'll keep holding my wheel until then.
Yeah, I'll have finished designing my character by then.
Yeah, and the first basic bit shit that's like, it's got 2 compartments on it. It's like, yes, I did it. I'm surprised it's coming out so close to Starfield. I know they're completely different games, but I would have thought they'd give it at least till November, perhaps, to give it Starfield a bit of breathing room, and then bring out Forza. But again, different strokes for different folks and all that sort of good stuff. I'll keep hold of my steering wheel for October, and then we can all have a race together, and I can see. I can show you my mad skills where I bounce off the walls, bounce off the walls, left, right, and centre.
Give Jay a minute head start. You still probably be him.
Did we not do that in the Horizon games? Like me and you just sat on the
side. Yeah, we sat there for ages, giving them a head start.
Can we go now? Right, okay, we'll go. Just
Yeah, I didn't have my wheel then though. Not that, I mean, I'm even worse with a wheel, so I'm probably, you can give me a fucking day head start. You see if I can beat me. But
You're not Pete with the expert wheel.
but yeah, anyway, so it's very exciting. October 10th, Forza Motorsport is coming out, and I mean, it looks good if you're into that sort of thing, I suppose. Next up, I mean, we've already done Elder Scrolls, Overwatch 2.
Yeah, it didn't really have much in the way of any interest in that.
Campaigns. It felt like it had a campaign mode, didn't it?
Looked like it was going to be like a wee campaign.
Yeah, they literally, like last week, I think it was, announced that they were cancelling the proposed single-player story campaign because they couldn't get it to work properly or whatever. And then this trailer kicked off with, single-player story missions and co-op missions. It's like, did you not just cancel this? You forget to pull the trailer or something.
Somebody didn't get the memo.
Yeah, it made no sense whatsoever.
Yes, it's something slightly different, obviously, to what the actual story was. But I mean, if you're into Overwatch, you're into Overwatch. If you're not, you're not. But I'm sure it's a free update, and it's coming. The new character pack is coming to Game Pass.
Yep.
As I guess as the beginning of the eventual Activision Blizzard merger,
which will happen.
Get the new characters and some other bits as part of Game Pass. Nice. We've done Persona. We did. I was a bit surprised we got a Starfield story trailer in the middle of the.
Yeah, I don't know why they just randomly dropped that.
And then it's like, that's a bit weird. For more Starfield. I was like, wait, what? Because I thought it was over at that point, and they were starting with the Starfield.
Yeah, it freaked me out too. I was like,
a bit of a weak source end. But yeah, so we had a bit of stuff. I mean, the story trailer again, the music was incredible, and it sort of got me a bit hyped to come back and check out the direct later on. Which I guess was the idea of it, but it's still a bit oddly placed.
Why have I got a feeling this next one's neither of the two your cups of tea?
I know. I thought it was pretty good actually. Like just Life is Strange developers' next game, all about climbing by the looks of it. Which I've been coming off playing Tears of the Kingdom. You'll have a bit climbing.
Oh, I missed this one. Oh, sorry, no, I'm lying. I missed one. Sorry, you'll need to fill me in on this one.
This was like almost like a cell shaded.
like
really adventure.
No, that was
no. That was later on. That was
Dungeons of Hinterberg, was it not?
Yeah, This one it had a sort of almost cell shaded style to it, but you're just climbing up cliff face and it sort of zooms out, and you've got loads of different houses and stuff that sort of built into the cliff face. And I guess it's going to be some sort of story based third-person adventure. I think I listened to something earlier on. It's like no combat. It's all just exploration and just enjoying the story, which is what Life is Strange developers don't or do really well. So again, coming to Game Pass, and this is one sort of again for me, something nice and simple to get into, nice and short, hopefully. Happy days. Anyone else? Well, obviously you said you missed it, Ross, and Ian.
Yeah, I was getting mixed up.
It's just like what?
Yeah, I'm really lost now. I'll say yes.
Well, I'm hoping it wasn't the next one, Ross, because this instantly got me sold in, even despite the fact that it's based on the ocean.
That's why I thought you wouldn't be for it. That's the only reason.
I mean, the Chinese Room, I've not played any of their games, admittedly, but I've got a couple of them. I just never got around to playing, but still
I thought this would be the furthest away from your idea as possible. It's on the water, and it's called Still Wakes the Deep, so it's going to be underwater based.
I will be utterly terrified the entire time.
That's what I was thinking.
I am a big sucker for a good horror game, and
it
this looks like a good horror game.
Fucking incredible.
I'm just watching the trailer now, and my hands are sweating a little bit, but I will soldier through because I do love these sort of first-person horror games like this. And what's better than getting genuine fear because of something to pretend than sitting on the ocean
right into the water.
Oh, getting the shivers. It looks really good. Looks amazing. It's coming. I think was at the end of next year, wasn't it? I think this one.
The fact that you have to traverse the oil rig and the water's below you, so if you miss the jump, I will hate you watch you play this.
Literally fucking quaking in my boots right now, but that's the idea of playing the horror games, isn't it? To be shitting your pants all the time. So I will play all this time. Obviously, you're interested in playing this, Ross.
Oh, it looks fucking incredible.
I tell you, that's what we should do. We should do a new series on Xbox Tavern, me playing horror games.
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, get that either on Patreon or whatever it may be. But that's comedy gold there.
Fully dark room.
I think that's what we need to do. we need to have this one, have Ian play it and see how far he can get before he gives up, and then me play it and see how far I get before I fall in the water and fucking destroy my
That's
TV
it.
by mistake. I'm dying, help me. Yeah, no, it looks very interesting, definitely. And I really need to go back and play some of their other games because was it live? Not Life is Strange. Oh fuck it, what's it called? Everyone's Gone to the Rapture was there one, wasn't it? And then the Amnesia Machine for Pigs, which I've fucking had on my Steam library for years. And
Amnesia games are fantastic.
Yes. There's a new one out on Game Pass, isn't there?
Currently Game Pass, Bunker of something.
Yeah, it's just a bunker, I think, but I haven't played it yet. Too busy getting pissed up at the stag do. Not that we drink coffee.
Yeah.
Of course not. Anyway.
Don't look at our Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll fill you later on. Next up,
I've seen
Dungeons of Hinterberg. Dungeons of Hinterberg was the cell shaded one you want about that had a bit of a hi-fi rush thing to it. It's a cell shaded skateboarding sword fighting adventure. Ian, tell me what your thoughts and opinions are then, because I must admit I was out on this one.
No, I think this looks quite fun. I mean, like I say, it's got the hi-fi rush feel, cell shading. I kind of like that kind of graphical style for games. I feel like as long as they're getting the compact's quite fluid, which does look like it, I'm sold. I'm not sure about the numbers obviously coming up. I guess it tells you how much health they got, so I assume. But I can't really. Is it both like what's it called? What's it got? Side scrolling and open like that, or is it?
It's just some sort of third person. It looks like a mix of both from the trailer here. I'm watching it again in tiny window here. I mean, it does look more interesting than it did yesterday to me, but I think coming off of some of the other ones we've seen, like Jasant and Still Wakes the Deep and stuff, at this point I was like, I don't really need another indie game. I would like to play, and I'm never going to get to.
I think
because it comes getting a lot of love, though.
Yeah, because it goes 2024, it needs to come out at a time where I think there's just nothing coming out, and people might try it. A bit like Hi-Fi Rush did, where nothing was coming out. Hi-Fi Rush came out, like, oh, okay, this is quite fun. So hopefully they do a similar concept there, where it's just a quieter time, quiet month. Because if it comes out and where Big Talk comes out, no one's going to see it like days.
Yeah, I must admit, speaking of Hi-Fi Rush, one thing I think that we did miss with this one was like a surprise, and it's out now. Because I thought that Dungeons of Hinterberg we just talked about could have been a perfect candidate. Maybe something like just on, or even going back further, like the Sea of Thieves DLC or something. They could have been like, and here they are. You can play it right now after the showcase. But I guess they didn't want to take away too much from Starfield. But that's probably the only minor nitpick, which isn't really a nitpick on the show. And then we moved on, to Cyberpunk 2077's DLC, the Phantom Liberty trailer. Got an introduction from Keanu Reeves, who just seemed more than excited to be there. He just wanted to tell Idris Elba how much he loved him, and then how much he wanted to play the game with him. And then he sort of stumbled over everything and was like, and here's the game. And he ran away. And Ross, I think, have you even played Cyberpunk yet?
Ross, you penis. What? How have you not played it yet? And you're on mute. That's probably why you haven't played it.
I got scared by such negative press when it first launched, and I've never got the balls to go back and actually just go and play it.
It's fucking incredible. I say, when I played it when it was going to be the worst time, but I had like maybe one glitch where I couldn't get out of the door. That was about it.
No, I'll need to just get over myself and just go and play it.
They fixed it supposedly. I mean, again, like you, and I played it when it came out, and I mean, I wouldn't say it was incredible. It was decent. It wasn't incredible, but I am interested by this DLC. I was waiting for them to be like, and Game Pass players get it free, but they didn't do that one, unfortunately. But I mean, it looked pretty good. It sort of got us in the mood for a bit more cyberpunk story action. Idris Elba and Keanu Reeves. Were they teaming up or fighting? I sort of forget. I think we're on the same side, aren't we?
I thought they hated each other.
I don't know. I can't remember. Again, I was sort of watching it and trying to take it all in, and at this point, I was like, "Starfield, give me Starfield, give me Starfield." But yeah, I mean, it looks good. It looks good, and it's coming out in September, I think. So,
good luck.
It's not going to get touched until Starfield's been
it comes out then. Good luck.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's finally coming out because it's way after the fact. Obviously, was it Cyberpunk was what 2020? and now 3 years later we're getting the DLC for it.
Anything September, October, November is a write-off.
Of 2023, 2024, 2025.
Yeah.
nothing. Starfield all the way. And then we got a couple more quickly to rattle through. We got City Skylines 2, which is coming out in October.
It's incredible.
And my eldest one started sitting next to me again just as this come on, and she loves all these sort of building games like Roller Coaster Tycoon and like things like The Sims and stuff. And we're watching, and she goes, "Dad, I want this one." I was like, "You don't even know what it is yet." Okay, I want it. Yeah. And she's like, "Yeah, look, what's it? Oh, look, you look." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." I said, "I might be a little bit beyond your. It's quite complicated, like from what you're used to." But the more she watches, like, "No, I want it. I want to play this one." I said, "Well,
might surprise you."
Game Pass, baby. I think she actually did really good at it, but
I love the City Skyline game. Like the original was fantastic. But the same with like all those like Sim City and moving into like the different category type ideas, like you say Roller Coaster Tycoon or Theme Hospital type idea where you've got to build something, constantly expand it, upgrade it. Yeah, love these type of games.
I always like the idea of these games. I like sitting there and being like, do you know what? I think this would be really fun. And then I start playing them, and I
I've got a fucking clue.
I get lost, and I'll get confused.
It's when you sit watching this trailer and you start seeing them making like Metropolises, and you're like, holy fuck, that's incredible! Like that is awesome. I really want to do that. And then within an hour, you're like, no.
Yeah, exactly. It's like just all right. Now you need to build a slightly bigger power plant. I was like, but I've just built. I don't want to.
And then you haven't got the budget for it, and then everything gets all shit. And like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, no, I really, really like the idea, and I have tried playing the first one, but didn't get very far. And there's some VR now as well, isn't it, on the Oculus, which again that intrigues me more because of like the sort of more tactile nature of it. But I'm not going to spend 10 hours in VR building a fucking city like as much as I'd like to. But yeah, I mean, it's coming to Game Pass again, October. So Starfield has already destroyed its chances of getting it looking.
At least it's the end of October.
True, yeah. So once I got bored of Forza as well, oh man, so now I'm going to find the time.
Oh no!
And then next year, because we have Metaphor ReFantasia, which is the new one from the Persona guys, and then we had Towerborn, which was like a new action game from the guys who made the Banner Saga, which again, completely not my cup of tea. But Towerborn looked alright, looked pretty interesting, Ross.
Well, I put this in the chat when this game came on. I can see this being a Project Game Pass game. I think this game looks epic.
So, what about it sort of sold it to you? Because again, I thought it looked alright.
Simple people, really bright, really nice, colourful art style. I like the way that the characters interact when they're fighting. So it's like not Streets of Rage, but you know what I'm meaning by like side scroll type running, attacking the enemies coming from the other side type idea.
Yeah.
Just as you say, nice and bright. Looks the art style on it's awesome. I love this type of not just normal animated cartoon, but it's got a bit more substance to it. I just think this would be really good for 4 players to jump in and have a like brilliant laugh experience with.
No, it's not exactly. I mean, it's got that good co-op feel element, bit like Castle Crashers, but better.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it definitely would be a good game to play as a 4-player. Definitely looking at it again now. But yeah, this is something about it just not sort of grabbing me. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. I have to see some more, obviously. But it's coming out. Is it next year? I think. Another 2024 game. Obviously, day one in Game Pass. There we go. So yes, it might be a good Project Game Pass game, assuming we've all finished Starfield by then, but we probably won't have done. So we sorry, every game that's on this list. And then the final game that they had, which definitely fucking floated my boat, was from In Exile, and it's a game called Clockwork Revolution, and it's a time-bending steampunk RPG with, I mean, heavy Bioshock Infinite vibes. But
I thought it was Bioshock.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we all just sit there and go, "So this is a Bioshock."
Yeah, it's. I mean, it looked incredible, and the way they're sort of using time manipulation reminded me of like Deathloop, where you sort of reverse in time, doing something to affect, then going back into the future, and things would have changed. Like things would, things are destroyed, or things might not have gone the way you planned, and the overlords are now even more powerful. And yeah, I mean, the art style was amazing. The story seemed interesting from what they showed, and the concept just really sold me straight away. What about you, Ian? Are you in for this one?
Yeah, definitely. I think this looks like good, solid fun, and again, it's got quite an intriguing storyline. So I think like the world actually. I hope it's again. I've been. What's the word? Stung. There we go. What was the one? Atomic Heart. Well, that looked really fun. And then
that was the other one. I heard people floating around earlier on.
Yeah. But oh my god, Atomic Heart looks brilliant. And then when we started playing it, I was like, this is a crock of shit. I'm hoping it doesn't go down that route. So that's why I'm also wary at the same time.
Yeah,
but it looks fun. That's the main thing, and I think they've sold me enough. And again, Game Pass, so I can't complain.
Damn right. What about you? What about yourself, Scott Gruff?
Yeah, exactly the same boat. Obviously, that bit of apprehension in regards to like Atomic Heart, especially when you see like all the animatrons, and I'm like, I've fell in love with this story before.
Yeah.
For only
I've had enough 6 robots for my life.
Yeah, just for it to stab me in the heart. But yeah, it looks fantastic. Like this guy that's on screen here, when he comes on with his proper gentlemanly British accent, that was this looks like it's going to be incredible. As long as they can pull it off with a solid enough story, unlike like Atomic Heart didn't do, I think that'll be another. I think this obviously we were expecting Starfield to be the sort of big one, but that was one of the ones where I think was like the surprise of the show, like one of the ones that
the one that kind of went.
Yeah, so it was like we were all expecting, like Fable came out, like, oh yeah, Fable, fantastic, happy days, and then like South of Midnight was like really good looking, but when this was getting shown, I was like, ooh, this has made me pay a bit more attention.
Yeah, so like I said, it reminded me of Deathloop in terms of repeating time and going back and changing, but also a little bit of oh fuck my life! What's the name of the game's gone out of my head? The Activision one that was really good, like the time reversing one. Where's it gone? I'll find it in a minute. But like when she destroyed the bridge and then she killed everyone, and then she rebuilt the bridge and walked underneath it. That's gonna annoy me now. Shit. Singularity. There we go.
Xbox,
it was there somewhere. Singularity is awesome game where you use time to sort of you could rebuild the location around you to bring you cover or to kill enemies, blah blah blah. And this had sort of elements of that, elements of Bioshock, elements of, as much as we didn't get on with it, Atomic Heart, and I mean it looked something right up my street. I'm just hoping it's not 100-hour a game, it's a 15-hour game rather than stretching out way too long. I've not played many InXL games, if any, to be honest, but they've got a good reputation for like strong RPG action. So definitely keen to check this one out. But no date, not even a 2024. They just said coming when it's ready. So excellent, cool, thanks, cheers. Get my hopes up for something that's going to take me away from Starfield, you bastards. Look really good. And then the final thing that they showed off before they segued into the Starfield Direct was the Xbox Series S getting a revamp. He's like, we've heard you want more storage, so we've got a solution. Buy a new console. No, Seville, make the fucking memory cards cheaper, you bastard. No, they're bringing black Xbox Series S. They're called, is it Carbon Black? And it's got a 1 terabyte SSD in it. $349. I haven't seen the UK price yet, but I'm assuming it's roughly the same in the UK, which is quite a bit more than the Series S.
299, I'm sure I've seen somewhere. I can't remember where I've seen that though.
I will get it for you. Yes, 299 official Xbox website.
Yeah.
Okay. So I mean, what's that? So it's 50 quid more than the Series S as it is for twice as much storage.
It's not a bad deal.
It's not a bad deal. It should have been. I mean, an all digital console should have had a massive hard drive in it or SSD in it to start with. So it's good that they finally fixed this.
The question is, why is it dropping a week before Starfield, and how big a game is Starfield going to be if that's...
This is the question. Is like, this is literally just for Starfield because you've got no chance of installing it on a Series S normally.
Yeah, you can have every other game on this because you'll need all the other space on your Series X for Starfield.
The thing is, I can never upgrade because I got my beautiful screen one, haven't I?
You can. We can have a white screen on a black console. Nothing wrong with a bit of white on black action, Ian.
Exactly.
I do love Bill. That's not the only way I go. I know that
I mean, it's good. It's good to see that they're finally bringing a sort of upgraded Series S. I did see an article just before we started again that they've no plans for an upgraded Series X, but I mean they don't really need to at this point. It's just keep the games coming. And
I'm not going to lie, when they first started going on about storage, and then like you said about like black, I was thinking, it's going to be the Western Digital, like the black, like the hard drive type idea you get. They're going to have done more partnership with them to get like more of this storage card type ideas, and then it was like, and here's a completely new console. Okay,
it's like, cheers. Yeah, my solution to my Series S running out of space is to go and buy yet another Xbox.
Yeah, like so my Series X that I use all the time, you now want me to go and buy a smaller secondary console for storage. I mean, I just need to build storage that I've got.
Yeah, maybe we could start like Legoing them together. So we have like
exactly. Could be,
Xbox Series
the ports are going to interlock. You just stick them all together.
Yes.
It's like a feature wall of just Xbox Series consoles to give you all the storage.
You can build your actual Starfield ship out of Xbox Series consoles by interlocking them.
It's like docking all the things, all the buttons.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it's good. I'd wonder if they're going to phase out the white regular version for this, because why would you buy the white one when you can get this one for a few quid more and get twice as much storage?
Get a better black one, eh?
Get the black one. Once you go black, you never go away from that. Yes, I mean it's pretty cool. And then I mean the final end part was he was like, and now you're waiting for the one more thing, and I was like, they can do one more thing before Starfield. Awesome. He's like, Starfield. It's like,
I was like, you.
I was waiting for like, one more like a Gears teaser, or I mean, there's a few other things they didn't show, like State of Decay 3, Machine Games, like I said, but last week or week before, about seeing their Indiana Jones game. But overall, I know we did it at the top, but for me, fucking thumbs up all round. Aside from, I mean, not everything's going to be for everyone. The Persona stuff, not for me at all. And there's a couple of other games, but generally, I think the quality of the show and the games they showed was fucking top notch. What about yourself, Ross?
I mean, I'm trying to think. I think the best thing that I seen like for the entire weekend was like, I'm trying to think. Was it? I don't know. I really can't think what the best thing I seen was over the weekend.
We'll have to show that sort of thing on YouTube.
I just can't think what it would have been. The showcase.
If you're not watching the video, you're missing out. You're definitely missing out.
You don't want to watch the video. That's one thing you don't want to watch.
The showcase, the direct, both of them were fantastic. Like some of the games they showed were absolutely spectacular. I just want to play them now. And that's the thing. It's like it's great having all these games being told about and hearing all these 2024s, seeing Starfield and all its magnificence. I want it to be like the 1st of September and start playing it.
I think here, Ian, what's your thoughts on the show?
I thought so. Well, I don't know.
Completely threw me off with that.
I might throw my thoughts off phone as well. No. I think it was a really good showcase. I think they did a lot of great games come out. Oh, my mind's gone blank. Great. They did. What was I going to say? That was it. They did a lot to kind of keep you on your toes and not waiting for come on Starfield. They actually did quite a lot of games to bring up the hype. But for me, it was all about the Starfield direct I was waiting on, and that didn't disappoint at all.
Yeah, it was just fucking just ratchet it up, and then Starfield come in. It was like, And here's just like the only game you're ever going to need again.
Also, Phil needs to stop wearing fucking jackets he can't tie or do up. Wear a big enough jacket.
I can't decide if he's built like a brick shithouse or if he's just a bit of a dad bod. I'm not. I think he's a bit of both. Like, I did appreciate the t-shirt
every time. He's always got a jacket that's just too small for him, and no chance he's going to be doing that up.
But he's a cool gamer, dude, bro. I don't know, how it's supposed to show off, but it looks more dad bod.
Fucking Xboxes. That's what he does.
It's got Series X left, right, and centre. But yeah, no, overall really good. Really enjoyed the showcase. There's been so many fucking showcases this last weekend. I mean, Ubisoft and Capcom were earlier on. I might even still be going on. I'm not entirely sure. And obviously Sony and the actual Summer Games Fest, which was last Thursday. So there's so much stuff to catch up on. The PC one and Wholesome Games one. And I mean, the only other big announcement that we really should talk about from this past week in terms of like the games that have been shown and stuff was, I don't know if you guys saw, I think I might mention to you or not. Lake's getting a fucking prequel, motherfuckers, and it looks amazing. Oh my God. Season's greetings. Can't wait for a bit of Lake action. I was so excited to see that, and I'm going to tell everybody all about it. I don't know when it's coming out. I can't remember if they released a date or not, but Lake, prequel, Lake, prequel. And if hopefully it comes out before Starfield, otherwise I'm going to have a very difficult choice to make.
I hope it comes out the day of Starfield just to annoy you.
Yeah,
I think your birthday as well.
I seem to think it is around that sort of time.
It's not a prequel; it's a DLC.
Yeah, but it's set before the events of the first.
Oh
game.
no! Hold on! Well, it's not a full new game.
You play as Meredith's dad, and I'm very excited about this. I mean, yeah. If it comes out near Starfield, I mean, Starfield's going to have to take a fucking seat in it.
Well, it does say coming this holiday season, so you're December.
Hopefully.
Set for November 2023. So you're fine.
Damn right. Yes, I'm very excited about that, obviously. And you guys seen anything else that's been revealed this last week or so that sort of caught your eye outside of the Xbox showcase? And then we'll wrap up because we're going to need 2 hours, which is almost as long as the showcase.
The only other thing that I was just saying, the only other thing that I'd seen.
I should have directed that. Sorry, Ross, you go for.
From the Ubisoft one was the Crew Motorfest. Looked pretty cool.
I was going to say the same with Ubisoft, but Assassin's Creed Mirage gameplay.
Yes. And then did they not also something to do with is it like Codename Jade or something?
No, I didn't see that. All I saw was I saw on YouTube popped up gameplay walkthrough trailer, and it looks like they've gone really, really stealth again now, which is brilliant.
Yes.
And they've gone more like fluid, so you can kind of. I saw one bit where he kind of did like a dart to someone. The guy got distracted. Then he went and stealth killed one of the guys, and there's a guy in the stair, and what's that? And you just instantly threw like an axe at him and killed the other guy. So full on stealth kills, and October 12th release date.
Nice. Just man, Forza's going to be right in the way. Oh no, what am I going to do?
There's the one I was talking about Codename Jade. So they showed a wee bit of this as well, so to do with ancient China, which I automatically heard that. I was like, ooh.
Where's Mirage set?
Mirage is back in Baghdad, I want to say.
Fucking
Baghdad.
Iraq, innit? Yeah.
Okay, cool. And that was it. That's all I saw so far. That was like, October 12th, happy days. Hopefully get Starfield out of the way. 4 weeks.
Who are you kidding that's going to be out of the way by then?
No fucking chance. You won't even have fucking landed at the city before New Atlantis before fucking October 10th. But yeah, this is pretty interesting. This little trailer. I don't quite know what's going on, but it looks.
This one looks like it's going back to. This one looks more like it's Valhalla Odyssey type idea in regards to the Assassin's Creed type game, but Mirage is way back to roots and cannot wait.
Yes.
Interesting.
I can't wait. It's gone back to proper, none of this shitty fucking combat. Big horde of people just gone on to. Looks like it's just you, the one guy, killing loads of people. Stealthily.
But
and they even included a visual feature as well, aren't they? Where they make it look like the original, but not that blue hue over everything, which is a nice little touch. Anyway, gentlemen, before we get carried away talking about the ins and outs of Assassin's Creed and Lake, I think we should probably wrap episode 121, as the title says there, for episode of Xbox Tavern's Xbox Tavern.
Fucking 2 hours.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for listening on a wonderful Monday night at 8 p.m.
Ish.
And we'll be back on Sunday in our usual spot this weekend, hopefully. All things
back
going
again,
well.
Finally. Yay!
Yeah.
Stop going on holidays and pissing people off.
Yeah. For a couple of weeks until we're away again.
Don't tell everyone. I'm trying to be a secret. God, I've only got people at work annoyed with me that I'm going on holiday. It's like, have you actually done the full week of holiday? It's like, well, no, it's my first full week back in like maybe 6, 7. Who knows?
You cheeky cunt. Anyway, thank you very much. I've been Jamie. You can find me at EnixAnd, Xbox, Twitter, wherever you like. You can find Ross
At Scottish Gruff.
and Ian.
You can find me at Nutty Way. WRA.
Nice. We'll see you on Sunday. Remember, be nice, you cunts. Bye.
Love you, bye.